Namor's MCU debut is patiently awaited by the public, and now Marvel has announced that the King of Atlantis will finally make a splash on the big screen. But will he be the hero or the enemy? Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will introduce Namor the Submariner and his underwater nation to the MCU, as it was announced at San Diego Comic-Con International 2022. The main antagonist of the upcoming Black Panther sequel will be the Avenging Sun. No matter how advanced their technology is, he could be a force to be reckoned with for the Wakandans with his power. After a deadly first encounter with humans, the prince's mother explains to the reader about Namor's history, describing him as an Ultraman of the deep who lives on land and in the sea, flies in the air, and has the strength of 1,000 men. During the course of his explorations, Namor's human father, Leonard Mackenzie, unintentionally damaged Atlantis when he used explosive charges. This is how the legend of Namor starts. Princess Fen of Atlantis, who had acknowledged this, snuck onto his ship to look into the potential foe. Instead, an unlikely friendship started, and eventually Mackenzie and Fen fell in love and got married. Fen gave birth to a son named Namor, but then they were soon divorced. As a young prince of Atlantis, Namor certainly lives up to his name, which in Atlantean means Avenging Sun. When he was young, his mutant power of flight first appeared, and as he grew to adulthood, he frequently led attacks against the surface world in response to what he believed to be their wrongdoings against his people. Both large-scale wars against the military and destructive battles against the original Human Torch were common. Namor desired for Atlantis to be understood as a force not to be trifled with. Namor fought for and against the world above over the years, all in the name of protecting his people. Namor also had more love interests over the years, including human, Atlantean, and alien women. In addition to Dr. Doom and the Cabal, a supervillain organization, he has joined forces with the Avengers and X-Men. Namor the Submariner is fairly close to the top of the list of Marvel Studios films that fans want to see. Even though DC beat Marvel to producing a film about an aquatic hero, Namor would make an intriguing addition to the MCU as an antihero. However, despite the fact that Aquaman is unlikely to prevent a standalone Namor film, Universal could still prove to be a barrier. The reason for this comes down to distribution rights. Although a statement that Marvel had movies planned out through the year 2028 garnered considerable attention earlier this year, it didn't mean that the studio knew exactly which movies would be released each year and in what order. The head of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, stated that the studio would be making those decisions for their releases earlier this year, and most likely announcing them then or at Comic-Con. However, we still don't know when many of these titles will be released. You can expect Doctor Strange, a new Thor, and possibly the Inhumans, but don't expect Namor the Submariner. Well, for now, the rights to Namor, one of the unclaimed properties from recent years, were at Universal, as Feige mentioned last year. Contrary to rumors that Legendary had a major secret event movie planned that might introduce the Submariner, it turns out that the Universal cannot strike out their own and produce the film. So if a Namor movie were to be made, Marvel Studios would be in charge of it, right? We can only assume, based on Feige's vague explanation and details, that Universal might own the distribution rights to the Namor movie, meaning that if Marvel were to produce it, it would debut under the Universal brand rather than Disney's. Given that they spent enormous sums of money to reclaim the distribution rights from Paramount for Iron Man 3 and the Avengers after acquiring Marvel Entertainment, Disney would not allow Marvel Studios to produce Namor. Although Namor wasn't used in the MCU until Black Panther 2, before his appearance in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer at SDCC 2022, Marvel hadn't exactly backed away from him either. Now, Marvel is preparing for the King of Atlantis to make his big screen debut in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and fans can look forward to finally meeting Namor in November 2022. For months, one of the biggest rumors or worst-kept secrets in the Marvel Universe has been that actor Tenoch Huerta, who has been cast in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, wasn't just playing some random character. He was reportedly portraying Namor the Submariner, one of the most prestigious and crucial Marvel superheroes of all time. Marvel did what they do best and ignored the rumor for months. But at Comic-Con 2022, when the panel's focus shifted to the impending Black Panther sequel, they finally confirmed that it's time for you to smash that like button if you haven't done it already. No, but seriously, it was finally revealed that Tenoch Huerta is Namor and that all those rumors were true. The Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer gives the impression that Marvel won't be providing a conventional Bronze Age interpretation of Namor's tale in which he's portrayed as a hero. Instead, they're choosing an approach that is more in line with modern interpretations, which involves Atlantis and Wakanda at war. This opens up possibilities for political intrigue and a grand, complex, global scope not typically seen in superhero films. Namor is clearly portrayed as a rival, with Wakanda's surrender or even possible destruction as his end goal. In the 1980s, Namor's role as a villain didn't prevent him from joining the Avengers. Likewise, the MCU may not be deterred by his actions in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. After seeing the film, he deserves to be considered for a spot on the next Avengers team. He could easily take on the role of the team's muscle if Captain Marvel or Thor isn't on the list. Marvel alternatively might have other plans for the future of his MCU. Namor, the sub-solo mariner status, made him a perfect fit for Doctor Strange's Defenders team, which only banded together when necessary. The opportunities for Namor's MCU future that Marvel would have available to them would grow if they produced a quality Defenders film with characters like Doctor Strange and Hulk on board. Despite Namor's efforts to make peace with the nation, Queen Shuri launched an attack on Atlantis during New Avengers. In response, Namor tricked Thanos and the Black Order into attacking Wakanda. The events of Secret Wars undid Wakanda's destruction, and Namor reclaimed the throne of Atlantis. A multiverse-based version of the Masters of Evil led by Doom Supreme and the Council of Red, which consists of various Mephistos from the multiverse who seek to influence events in their favor, are both members of this group. Even though the outcome of that conflict is still in doubt, Namor has already established himself as a crucial ally by going head-to-head with a younger version of Thanos. Atlantis is apparently being reimagined as a Mesoamerican or South American kingdom based on Huerta's casting and the costume designs visible in the trailer. Basically, Wakanda's equal in the Western Hemisphere. We believe that rather than using technology to conceal itself, like Wakanda, Atlantis once fought off Spanish conquistadors and other colonizers before finally retreating to the safety of the ocean. Why Atlantis has declared war on Wakanda is not made clear in the trailer. Avengers Endgame from 2019 might offer us a hint though. The movie never picks up where Danai Gurira's character Okoye leaves off when she mentions a mysterious undersea earthquake early on. Was this an advance warning from Atlantis that it was getting ready to attack the surface world? Although the icy relationship between Namor and T'Challa has come to define contemporary Avengers comics, the untimely death of actor Chadwick Boseman means that we won't be seeing that rivalry develop in the MCU. Therefore, you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. But it's true, we could see Namor come into conflict with Shuri as two of the most powerful and secretive nations in the MCU go to war with each other. With that being said, will Marvel's oldest original character become the newest big screen star? Only time will tell. See you in the next video.